Wilson.
Lainey, how you been?
I'm good.
I feel like Instagram's never a true indicator of how somebody really is.
It's all a lie.
But it's been like awesome. Like you're doing such cool things now.
It's pretty cool.
You've always been cool, but now it's like you're like hanging out with really cool people as well. Like the Miley Cyrus thing was super cool.
Oh, dude.
We played a clip of you when you were at my house like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You were talking about the first time I'd ever heard the story about you doing that as a job, right?
Yeah.
And then to actually see you doing that, like, I don't know, I kind of felt emotional just because you and I talked about that, and I'm not even you.
Well, I'll tell you how crazy. Like last week was just a full circle for me because, let's see, I got to go back to St. Jude, which was the very last place that I impersonated Hannah Montana and play a little show for the kids in the exact same spot. And the same week as that, I got to honor Miley.
Yeah, Miley's like icon.
She is.
I mean, yeah. Is it nerve-wracking to you? Did you see her seeing you?
Yes. And like watching her crying and stuff, like she don't even know how much of an influence that she was to me. I mean, I did that for 5 years. We've talked about this, but like
just to make money to have a chance at a dream.
That's it. I did 3 or 4 birthday parties a weekend. And so I felt like I knew her, you know.
Did you have the clarity while it was happening? Because again, it's so big and there are cameras and television. Did you have the clarity to actually go, man, how about my freaking life right now and how far I've come, and I have great people around me and I've worked really hard, and right now is really bizarrely wonderful. As it was happening, were you able to think about that for a second?
Yeah, so we were actually like backstage while they were like playing a clip of her video and stuff, and they had us on this platform that was going to eventually kind of roll out, and we stood up there for a good 7 minutes. And as I was up there, I had slowed down for 7 minutes that day to really just kind of take it in. I was like, oh, this is what's happening. How insane, full circle. I don't think I'll ever get used to stuff like that. One of the highlights so far.
So the new record that's out today, did you feel like, because again, you have forever to do your first and second albums, you have your whole life to come up with songs and reasons to write songs, but the last year and a half or so, 2 years, it's been such a massive success. You've really caught on to the point where now you got to get music out. Mm-hmm. You got to think of stuff to write and sing. Yep. Was this a little different? Having to come up with all these songs now that meant something to you?
So I will say, normally I write 200 songs to get my 12 or whatever it is, and this was definitely quality over quantity. I had to sit down and wrap my head around what is it that I hadn't shared yet.
And also, you're so busy, right?
That's it. I was having to bring a lot of writers out to me. A lot of these songs were written at my house here in Nashville on a writer's retreat. And I'm the thing that kept me halfway sane during this crazy time of my life that is constantly changing every day and still continues to, was making this music.
Because it felt consistent? It's the one consistent thing that's been happening over the past 10 years as you've been trying to create music?
It brought me a lot of peace and comfort. It made me feel like I had one foot on the ground.
I always am curious about why people put number one songs number one on a track list. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to play a little bit of a Keep Up with the Jones real quick. Why, when you're thinking about songs going where, why was this the very first song you put on the record?
Because when we sat down to do this record in the studio, my band got to play on this record. This is the first record that they have ever done. And we have played, oh my gosh, hundreds of shows together in the past 2 years since Bell Bottom Country. And it's almost like we knew what was missing from our live show without even talking about it. And so we went into doing this record really wanting to kind of show that a little extra thump, I guess you could say. And I want it to kind of feel like you are listening to a live show.
Will you explain what you mean by your band finally got to play? Because most people may think, well, wait, I thought your band would play every song you've ever done.
Yeah.
Why was this a big deal that your band got to play on this record with you as opposed to in the past when your band didn't play?
Yep. So one of my band members has played on my last 2 records. But I feel like, my gosh, you spend time with people on the road. You get to know them. They get to know you. You communicate on stage without even talking, even just when it comes to stage presence. And we might change up a little something here, and we just kind of riff off of each other. And I think that chemistry has grown so much that I was like, I want to take a chance on this by putting them in the studio. Every other record we've done, we've used studio musicians, which are absolutely incredible. And we had double drums on the record. So we brought in Fred Eltringham and Rob McNally. So we had a couple guitars too.
It's got to be cool for your band that they know you have the confidence in them, because this is going to be around forever. Like what you just did, this record, regardless of what happens to you, you go way up, you go way down, both. This is always going to exist.
Yeah.
And for you to go, I want you guys to do this to be forever with me, like, that's got to give them a ton of confidence.
Oh, and when I tell you they truly are like incredible musicians, probably after some folks hear this, they'll probably want them to go play on their record. They're that good.
It's pretty cool. Yep. Last song, I do want to talk about Whiskey Colored Crayon.
When I think about why I fell in love with country music as a whole, it is truly the storytelling. And I'm just so proud of that song, like how it came together. It came from a word exercise that my co-writer Josh Keir does every morning. Like he'll sit down and write random list of things and kind of mix match words, and he came up with Whiskey Colored Crayon, and we just developed this story around it about this little kindergartner. And I come from a family of teachers. My mom was a teacher. All of my aunts, my daddy even taught for a second. My grandma. I think it's a good like teacher appreciation kind of song to like tag on the end and really just kind of sum up why I love country music so much.
And in the way that music affects everybody differently. Like I hear the story from somebody that had all alcoholic parents, and like from the kids version more than the teacher's version.
Yep.
And so, that song, that's a really good one. You guys had to finish that song and be like, I think we just did something. Did you feel that way?
Yes. Yeah. They had started the song, and I had to like kind of come in and help like finish the story. And we knew it was special. I think you kind of know when you're like sitting down and you get those feels, you kind of feel like the tingle, and you're like, is that the Holy Spirit? What is it? But I had the feelings for sure.
Gosh, even in that clip, that short
IBS
clip
for me,
that just
usually. It's IBS.
played. No, I mean, I have goosebumps and chill. Like I felt all of the emotion.
You say goosebumps and
That's what I heard.
Goosebumps and chills.
Oh, chills.
I heard the same
It sounded like you said you had goosebumps and
Yeah.
I was like, wow, look at you.
I
think Annie's got a whiskey-colored crayon over there herself.
No,
I just thought that's
I feel like that's just going to hit people from all angles. Like you
For sure.
the teacher side, the child side, a parent side, maybe someone that's now sober that's like, oh, wow, now my kids are going to have different memories of me instead of just
That's right.
alcohol ones.
Yep.
The Good Horses with you and Miranda, you guys write that together?
We did.
Do you set a time on a calendar when you're both in town to get together to write? Or is it one of those, hey, are you in town? Let's try to, how did that come together?
She called me one day and she's like, I want you to come out to my farm. I want you to take a nap. We're going to feed you, because her husband can cook. And she said, and if we get around to it, let's write a song. And our buddy Luke Dick was out there, and I took like a 13-hour nap. I'm not even playing. She like tucked me in. She said, go to bed, girl. And we just had so much fun, like living that Western way of life that me and her both love just so much and connect on. And as we were sitting there writing this song, we were sitting on like the balcony of her cabin, and 3 bluebirds flew up and landed on the balcony. And her and Luke kind of looked at each other crazy and said that when they were writing her song Bluebird, that the same exact thing happened. Yep.
Meaning they had a great, like it was, did they feel like it was a sign?
Yeah.
Because obviously you didn't write about birds. It's Good Horses. But
For
I mean,
sure.
they saw that as some sort of indicator of something positive.
Yeah.
Like we're about to
The
write
same
something
for
special.
you.
Yes. Yeah, it felt special.
Yeah, Luke's really fun.
Oh, he is
He's-
awesome.
he's like-
He
That's
is.
That's a fun group there.
Yes.
She have a bunch of animals up there?
She does. She's got tons of horses and a little bit of everything. Little mini horses. They are so cute.
This record as a whole, was it 14 songs?
Yep.
What sonically different is on this? I mean, what instruments did you use differently? How did you feel like you matured with your sound?
I feel like kind of going back to the same whole, like, knowing what was missing from our live show.
So you made songs that made the live show better too?
Yes. Because I think about that. I'm like, I'm missing like this kind of groove, you know, and there's been times in my show where I was like, man, I wish I had a song like this to kind of glue these parts together. And so I really thought about that. I mean, I'm going to be singing these songs for a really long time, and I want my live show to be badass. And
what song do people sing back the loudest now?
Out of the ones that are on the record right now, or just in general?
Just in general.
Man, I'll tell you what, they love them some Watermelon Moonshine.
You can almost just start it.
Yeah.
And they can take it.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
That's cool.
It is cool.
How often do you take your ears out and listen to the crowd?
Look, my team gets mad at me because they're like, leave your ears in, like you're going to end up hurting your hearing. I can't help it. I keep an ear out almost every show because for so long I wanted that feeling. And I want to hear them. I can't help it.
It's awesome. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, friend.
Lainey's here. Her record is out today. It's called Whirlwind. And it's also wild to look and see that you already have 7 number ones. Like, I feel like, hey, I'm Bobby. Hi, I'm Lainey. I mean, it feels like that just happened.
We were doing a Get Up in your backyard.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's also like 20 years, right? It's like 2 different versions at once. But the fact that you've had such success, and it's so cool because obviously, you know, eat right now as much as you can, and you're everywhere, and it's cool. It's really cool to see it all paying off for you.
Thank you.
Lainey Wilson, she's such a big celebrity now. Isn't it crazy? Look at this.
Yeah, it is crazy.
People came in with like
I still feel
sweepers,
the
like we're
same.
drug dogs, everything. Make sure we're all clear.
Whatever.
The record's out today, Whirlwind. Stream the crap out of it. 14 songs. Lainey Wilson. You can follow her, Lainey Wilson Music. And by the way, I tell you, your Country's Cool Again tour. Obviously, you have a ton of songs, and you're a great live performer. But your support, it's like an A+ show.
Dude, I could not have chose a better lineup.
Like from Ian Munsick, who we love, who played $1 Million Show with us. Zach Top, who I love, who feels like he's 50, but he's like 12.
I know.
It's so good. Jackson Dean.
Yeah.
Who says like 3 words, but until he gets on stage, and it's such a good lineup doing the show.
It is,
yeah.
Because I was genuinely fans of them. Like I wanted to listen, selfishly, I wanted to listen to them every night.
The tour, Country's Cool Again, the headlining tour, I was looking at dates. It goes all the way into the year, so you're still doing all the shows.
We're rocking and rolling.
All right, there she is, our friend Lainey Wilson. Congratulations. Check out
Thanks,
Whirlwind.
y'all.
Thank you, Lainey.
It's a Bobby Bones show.